Hello, I'm Tony Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 3 minutes. It's Friday, June 29th at about 6:30 p.m. The Capital Gazette shooter has been charged with 5 counts of murder as details emerge about the cold-blooded way the killer stalked his victims in the newsroom. We are learning more about the terrific people who were massacred. And as so often happens in mass shootings, questions are being raised about how a man who was convicted of criminally harassing a woman and who threatened the newspaper on multiple occasions was allowed to buy a gun. President Trump reportedly wants to nominate a successor to Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy before he leaves for Europe in a couple of weeks for summits with NATO leaders and with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump has also repeatedly called for the U.S. to withdraw from the World Trade Organization. The White House and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin denied it. New reports say that Trump is consulting about possible successors to his chief of staff, John Kelly. The White House, again, denied it. Another report says Rod Rosenstein felt used by the White House in his firing of James Comey. In other news, inflation in May hit 2.3%. That's the highest annualized level in 6 years. And EU leaders pulled an all-nighter to finally reach a deal on migration acceptable to Italy's new anti-immigration prime minister. But it's a fairly small step towards solving the crisis. Also, a CNN exclusive that is truly shocking. A Trump appointee to the State Department tore into standard UN documents that condemn racism as a threat to democracy. It's not clear whether the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Refugees and Migration was reflecting administration policy or freelancing, but some of the positions he takes are difficult to believe. He even disputes the idea that leaders need to condemn hate speech. We provided a link to the story. Now, our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media. My heart goes out to everyone affected by the horrible massacre at the Capital Gazette. Innocent people providing an important public service should not live in fear of just doing their jobs. The deaths of these journalists should have been respected and not used as yet another excuse for pundits to advance their political narratives. That, however, was not to be. Within hours, some on the right had politicized the murders, blaming Congresswoman Maxine Waters for her inflammatory anti-Trump administration comments a few days ago. Some on the left responded by criticizing the right, but then politicized the tragedy themselves, blaming it on Trump's many inflammatory anti-media comments. It's this lack of awareness and intellectual consistency in the national media that opens the door for the often unfair criticism we receive. Finally, on a much lighter note, you parents and grandparents who are hoping to avoid yet another trip to Disney World, good luck. On Saturday, the folks in Orlando will open the doors to Toy Story Land. I'm ready to go. You can find all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. And please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at @AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.